All right, and we are ready to start our first run of the day. Castlevania Order of Ecclesia, run by Brooke. Take it away, y'all.
Alright, what's up? So I'm Brooke. So unfortunately, because of tech problems, I'm not going to be able to commentate this run, so my co-commentator, Tuchan, is going to have to take over all the commentary for me. So, yeah, I'm pretty much ready to go if we want to throw things over to Tuchan, and we can get started.
Good luck.
If you want to give me a text countdown or whatever.
You'll just have to do that.
Alright.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Alright, so hello everybody, this is Tuchan commentating for Brooke, and this is Castlevania Order of Ecclesia for the DS. Here we're playing Shinoa Any Percent, and it starts out inside of the Ecclesia, I don't know what you call it, compound, whatever. Ecclesia is this organization that's, dedicated to preventing Dracula's revival, and they have these Dominus glyphs that you have to absorb. But right here, what you're seeing is Shinoa absorbing these glyphs into, well, it's weird, she has these markings on her that somehow magically absorb glyphs. And the glyphs allow her to create weapons just kind of out of thin air. And so what we have here is a Compradore. And here you're just testing it out, making sure that you know what you're doing with it, you know how to equip stuff, and so on. I should mention that you have 2 attack glyphs on your left and right, as well as a bat glyph. And the bat glyph is a bit of a passive thing that'll come into play later. So we've exited the tutorial. What I also need to mention is that there is such a thing as an up glyph attack. Now the up glyph attack is, well, you hit up an attack and it will cost you 15 hearts to do a very powerful attack that's based on the glyphs that you have equipped. So you're going to see that a lot on bosses and other things. Here we are inside the monastery, and we're going to the bottom right here because there's a warp screen, and we want to go ahead and wake that up. So we'll just get a quick wake up. You barely even see it. Then we're gonna head back, and we're gonna head upstairs, and we're just gonna keep going until we get to the very top, and we're gonna be fighting a boss up here. Now this is a very treacherous part of the run. It's right at the beginning, but it's really I don't know, dangerous because you really don't have that much health to play with. And what you have there, by the way, is a Magnus glyph that allows you to attach to magnets that are fixed in the on screen. So we're trying to make sure that we don't spend too much health as we get through here and sort of deboost our enemies, just in the interest of going fast. So here, you'll see, well, I guess not here, but you're going to see all kinds of optional glyphs and treasure chests and things. When you see Brooke open a treasure chest, what we're looking for is a magical ticket. And what the magical ticket is going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to warp out of the level at any point. And let's see here. Sorry. It'll allow us to warp out at any point, and it saves a lot of time. So here we're going to grab a practice. Oh, what happened here? Something happened. Looks like I can't see the game anymore. Interesting. So this is, yeah, I guess unforeseen issue here. I don't see the game anymore, but not sure if it's on the screen either. But let's see what's going on here. Oh, I see. Okay. Cool. Alright, I was like, what's going on? So, as I happily pull up this new link. Okay, so I'll tell you what I'm seeing. Here we go. The fight.
All right. Sorry, everybody, for the technical difficulties. We are going to take a quick break to try and get some of this resolved. Definitely appreciate everyone's patience here. And while we work to get these resolved, I'm going to take this opportunity to read a couple more donations. We have $25 from Ghost Kitten, who says, Norlax, large frem. And I love both the spelling and the sentiment. Thank you so much, Ghost Kitten, for that donation. And for the upcoming runs later today, we do have some incentives live. The virtual race speed run for Cal the Kangaroo 3 is definitely one that you don't want to miss. If it is met, Rythan will complete the virtual race in 5 seconds following the Cal the Kangaroo 3 run. So an extra little display of skill there. That is currently at about a third of the way met. We need $1,000 total, so a little bit more than 600 will get us the way there. So get those donations in. We have $25 from Grubane with no comment. Thank you so much for your donation, Grubane. And to give a bit more insight into one of the upcoming incentives, we have that stuffed animal cam for the Ori and the Blind Forest DE run. Some of you may be wondering, what exactly does that mean? If met, Cutie Roo and Smash ESR's stuffed animals will be in view of the camera during the Ori and the Blind Forest DE run. So just a complete infusion of cuteness into an already amazing and cute game. That is a $4,000 goal. We are just shy of 300 there. So quite a ways to go. But that is plenty of time to get donations in and get your entries in for a ton of these lovely prizes. We have $5 from 11 Natrium. Thank you so much for your donation. That gets you an entry into the This Be Book Bad Video Game Translations prize, which is probably the one I have my eye on the most, aside from that comfortable Snorlax beanbag. And as a reminder, Fleet Fatales and other hotfix events and shows are brought to you by viewers like you. Your subscriptions and bits help keep the channel running for these fun events, including shows like Fleet Fatales, Random Number Generation, Time Capsule, Mercy Kill, Tina's RPG Show, I guess, and more. And we have another kind donation from Anonymous, $25 yet again. No comment. Thank you so much. All of your donations have been so kind, Anonymous. Such a generous benefactor. Really appreciate you. All right. It seems we have gotten some things sorted out, so we're going to be heading right back over to Castlevania Order of Ecclesia. Take it away, Tuchan.
All right. So I don't know who's doing the countdown, but we can we'll figure it out. But hi, I'm T-Chan. Do not adjust your TV sets. Everything is going as intended. Turns out I accidentally equipped my unlucky rabbit's foot, so I got rid of that. Everything's cool now, and I think that we are good to go. So I can't tell where countdown is. I could just make one up. I can count down too. Okay. I see the stream. Maybe I can reload it. There we go, I'll reload it. Look, it was still in the menu. See here? Computers are slow sometimes. Hopefully it loads up for me, because I'd love to commentate this for you. Oh gosh, okay. I see going into a monastery. Okay, so I don't know where we're at. I hope that we're at the monastery right now, because that's what I'm seeing. So allow me to reintroduce the run to you. This is Castlevania Order of Ecclesia for the DS, and being run by Brooke, and my name is T-Chan, and this is Shinoa, 80%. So we're a little late in here, but we've already gone through the tutorial level from what I can tell. And what the tutorial level explains to us is that you have these glyphs that you can equip. And the glyphs are used to manifest attacks. You have all different kinds, slashing, or there's spears, there's magic spells and things. What you're seeing here is one of the back glyphs, a passive glyph. So you have a glyph for your left hand, right hand, and one that's a back glyph, and that is more passive. Magnus allows you to backdash very quickly. the idea is that you execute your normal backdash and then you interrupt it with the magnets. Say the time out loud. I see. I don't see the timer that you guys see. But you're backdashing and you interrupt it, and you can chain those together to create a very fast chain of backdashes, and allows you to get to these levels a lot quicker. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to open up a lot of the chests along the way, and we're looking for a specific item called a magical ticket. Now, this is all kind of RNG. There's a lot of different things that could be in that chest, but if you get a magic ticket, which we did get, by the way, that kind of opens up the route and makes it to where we can get to these levels much quicker. You do have a magic ticket that automatically is just in the way, but you want to pick up extra ones. That way you don't have to spend money in the shop and buy them and waste your money for that. So here we're taking a safety save. We're about to go into the first boss. This is Arthur Verta. And Arthur Verta is kind of a pushover as long as you know how to bait its attacks and get out of the way when you need to. So we're going to do a couple upglyph attacks. Upglyph is something that you can execute. Oh, I got hit there. By holding up an attack. And that is going to allow us to do a very powerful glyph attack. And it basically combines your left and right glyph together. But it also costs you 15 hearts. So your heart count is going to matter, as far as how many of those uplifts you can dish out on the boss. So here we're using the Magnus attachment to get out of the way, and then once we've safely avoided damage, we're just going to keep spamming left and right. Also, I should talk about that green meter at the top. The green meter is your stamina meter, and you can only execute so many stamina-consuming maneuvers before you just absolutely run out. So it's really important that you manage that properly. That way you're not, just a sitting duck, because your backdash and, your evasion is also contingent on how much stamina you have. So we're out of there. We're going to warp back down to the bottom of the monastery, and we're going to head out left. We've completed the first little mission there. You might have missed the cutscene that we skipped. Cutscenes are skippable. Thank you, devs. And we're going to roll out of here. By the way, this was the last proper Castlevania game to ever come out. It came out in 2008, and it's considered sort of the last proper Ecclesia. So here we are. This is the village, and there's a lot of people missing here. What we need to do is we need to free up this guy. Turns out there's actually a glyph attached to that. We're not going to use that particular one, but there are a lot of useful glyphs that come along later. So we'll leave there. Okay. So here. Alright, so timing issues. Here we're in the Rubas Forest, and this can be really, really trolly if you're not careful. So that axe was really had an affinity for Shinoa there. So what we're doing here is, I guess I'll Rubas Forest. I'm so sorry, you guys. So we're in Calidus Channel. Yeah, there is timing issues. I think we got them resolved now, maybe. So in Calidus, you can bait out these fishermen, or just kind of, just dance around them, get them out of the way. I love that rocking boat in the background, by the way. Just this modest little 3D thing going on. We're going to go through here. There's actually going to be one of the villagers that we need to pick up. So this is going to be the second of several, and you have to collect, or not collect, but you have to save all the villagers in order to get the good ending. Otherwise, the game kind of ends halfway through. If you're familiar with Castlevania, you kind of understand what's going on there. You either get the bad ending, where you don't save the villagers, or you can get the good one, where you're going to unlock Dracula's castle later on. Surprise, surprise. This is a unique Castlevania in that it doesn't all take place in like one fixed area. It's kind of like there's a world map and you can go from place to place. But the end of the game is going to take place inside of Dracula's castle. So Calidus Channel is really not too difficult of a level. However, Minera Prison Island is pretty tough. It starts out with a giant boss. This guy's kind of fun actually, because there's a manip that I've never been able to do, but Brooke is probably gonna just nail first try. Cross your fingers. So here's Giant Skeleton, and you see those Magnus fixtures at the top. We're going to use that to kind of jump up out of the way and manip him so that he goes back into the corner. He's a little wily. Here we go. So now we've got the skeleton locked in place, and we're just going to try to spam as much damage as we can, ducking out of the way periodically just to ensure that it doesn't get any bright ideas. So we just kind of renew its desire to back itself into the wall. After a few more hits here, yeah, there we go. You get a dead giant skeleton, or at least he's on his knees. That blue chest that pops out, by the way, that's where you would get the boss medal, and that's if you beat the boss without taking any damage, which is what you just saw. So here we're going to roll through the rest of this intro area. We're going to get inside of the prison, and probably going to take a quick safety save or health up. Yeah, save. Okay. Save points do give you more health, so that's going to make it to where we can actually deboost through these guys and not have to think about it too much. Otherwise, I mean, they do 14 damage, as you can see. Sometimes it can be a little bit trolly, and they'll hit you a couple of times. You'll see we're going to kill a few who are just doesn't take very long to knock them out of the way. And also, there are a few chests along the way that we're going to keep trying to open up for magic tickets. Magic tickets are, if I didn't go over them before, they're items that allow you to warp out of a level instantly. Invisible guy got you, but we get that HP max up, so it didn't matter too much. Here we're going to wake up that warp room, and we're going to use that later on, not right this second. If you're not quick on this screen, and those guillotines will get you. They won't kill you, but it's a little rough. So here is an Albus cutscene, and we're going to absorb the first Dominus glyph. There are 3 Dominus glyphs, and when you use them in conjunction, the idea is that you can defeat Dracula. That's kind of the whole reason that they exist. But that's the first one, and you actually get that one. We're going to save that villager, and we're going to hop up this way. You're going to see Albus a few more times, and there's going to be more to do with the Dominus glyphs, as you'll see shortly. You might have noticed that some enemies drop glyphs. Luckily, we don't really have to pick up any kind of random glyph for this route. We are going to take a quick save because this can be very, very dangerous if you're not careful. Sometimes you get a bad RNG, and you really just creep with this enemy coming up. But we're going to storm through here as quickly as possible, being careful not to take double damage. It's just going to make things worse. There's a glyph on the bottom here that we need to capture. So holding up for however long is going to allow you to capture the glyph, the fallacies. And that's like scythe glyph we're going to use on the boss later. Here we're going to up glyph and attack the Tin Man here. Looks like that demon might play nice. Okay, looks like we're out of the way. The demon, and we're all good. So defeating the Tin Man allows you to pick up the Strength Ring. Strength Ring is an accessory that you can equip, and is going to, surprise, boost your strength. Also, we got the skip there. That's an item you do need to pick up. I forget what's there, actually. Yeah, I just know you gotta grab it. So, next boss is coming up here at the lighthouse. That's pretty much all this area is just a big boss battle. So it's good to save for just in case things go awry. This is one of my favorite bosses in the game, actually. You guys like sea life? Do you like crabs? Do you like bottomless crab legs? Because that's what we've got on the here. We're going to be attacked from below by a giant crab. I always have one arm bigger than the other, and yeah, he's a big boy. So the idea here is you want to use Dominus Hatred. That's that glyph we picked up from Albus earlier. It actually uses a little bit of health to execute, but it does a really powerful all-screen attack. Then we're going to try... Oh, take a little damage here. You gotta be a little careful. You're trying to get this crab to take so much damage that it just turns red with anger, and then it's going to, try to attack you and miss and hit the wall instead. Crab battle. So here we go. They're mad. We have to get out of the way, so we're going to bait their claw, and it takes about 3 hits. And on the 3rd hit, we're going to stack a little bit of damage before we carry on to the next phase. Oh, I see, okay. It's been a while since I've played it, so we do have to avoid a few more attacks. And here comes the big one. Come on, Mike Tyson, you got it. Alright, there we go. So, getting some damage in there. You have to do so much damage before it will turn red on the next phase. So it's good to, get damage in when you can, before it decides to do something else. Up here, there are some safe spots that we can kind of chill out and, not worry about taking damage so much. You just have to kind of get out of the way whenever it starts to freak out on you. So it looks like, yep, we got the red phase there. So going to be a couple more punches here. You can actually stand still, I think, on one of these phases and it won't even hit you. A few more attacks, and we're going to get to the very top. Now, you might be thinking, how much damage does this thing need to sustain before we can, dispatch it? Well, actually don't really know how much health it has. You just kind of keep hitting it until, it punches your way out to the top, and then, you'll see. You'll see what happens. There's a little swaggy strat you can do here, by the way. You could latch onto the Magnus and dodge the claw and launch it very quickly. It saves a few seconds, but I've never been able to do it, and it's just kind of a dangerous strat. But here we go. We're at the very top, and who put those spikes there? I don't know. But there you go. Kill it with an elevator, and we're out of there. One of the best boss fights in the game. We're gonna not capture, but we're gonna save this captured villager here. And we're gonna roll out, and we're gonna pick up the item that allows you to go underwater. So here we are, going underwater, and you'll see that we travel a lot slower here. Using Dominus Hatred to get rid of that fish. Otherwise, it takes a few hits from a Faustus. But yeah, gonna roll through here, pick up this item, and that's just a little bit of safety. There are a lot of healing items that we use in this route, because there are these glyphs that use our health, and then we can restore that health and keep using the glyphs until we're just, just blue in the face. So, trying to pick up every potion and, maybe an anti-venom here and there. Also going to be buying meat for later. For some reason, meat just heals you by a lot in this game. There we go, another Dominus Hatred. So you can see that we're riding at not as much health as we had before. Brooke also takes a different route than I've ever seen, which involves using the Magnus backdash, a lot more, using remapped controls, and because I didn't go over all the 3 backdashes that get used in this run. So I'll go over that real quick while we're kind of rolling through here. There's the Confidore backdash, which is just the thing you use at the beginning. And then there's the Magnus, which is much faster and what you're going to be seeing for the first half of the run. And then finally there is the Scutum, which is a shield, and you can use that to do more of like a shield backdash. One's not necessarily faster than the other, it's just sort of a preference thing. We're almost out of here, so yeah, there we go. Cool. I'm talking a lot. I don't know if there are donations that we need to read.
Yeah, I have a $25 donation from, and I'm always going to butcher this name, Lindfist. Says, good luck, Brooke. Be sure not to die on Dracula. Kappa. And also a $50 anonymous donation. Thank you both so much.
Cool. So here we are at the Tenio Mountains. What we're going to try to do here is we're going to try to bait out this horse. So here's a big horse for all you horse fans out there. If you're quick, then you can get these pillars to fall before the horse arrives. But once you're up here, you're kind of safe. We're going to be picking up an item very shortly, and this is also an item that allows you to boost your strength, but this one is at the cost of health, or max health. And this is the Empress Ring. So we're going to grab that thing. Oh, okay, so when we're glowing green like that, that means we got poisoned. It's a good thing that we picked up that anti-venom in that last level, so pop that before that turns into a problem. Hopefully these Magnus pictures cooperate. And yeah, we're just kind of making our way through this level. It's kind of a pass-through level. These enemies always spawn in the same place, so not too hard to dodge most of them. Sometimes they really crowd the screen. Especially those flying ones, but yeah. Oh, got knocked back. Okay, but we should be fine. This last stretch is going to be, it's going to keep kind of just going up and left forever. It's weird. You're like, you get to this part of the game and it's like, am I just going up and left forever? It's like, Mario 64 stairs or something. It just wants to keep going up. Okay, maybe I'm thinking of a different level, but there are parts of the game that are like that. So, what are you talking about, teacher? So I'm gonna. Sorry, I get a little flustered here. So we saved, we filled up on hearts, and now we're on another pass-through level. And you're probably wondering where all the bosses are. Well, don't you worry, we're coming up to one very shortly. Gonna skip the well-dressed man with the, I don't know if that is a shovel. And there are some, I don't know, there's some really treacherous enemies here, but, you know, like any screen, as long as you know how to get around, it's not too bad. So Brooke's just killing it right now. Gonna pick up another glyph, and this is gonna be very useful for the remainder of the game, the Bull Monsieur. We'll be using that for the rest of the game. I'm gonna go ahead and equip that over our regular Monsieur and get this Gudum equipped. So quick menu, that's actually a really quick menu. And we're gonna click through here. Now, those guys are so large that even if you're wearing stuff that prevents knockback, they'll still knock you back a little bit. It's kind of weird. We're almost out of here. This is the second to last screen, and these succubi are really, I don't know, if you can get around them, you're good. Otherwise, they can really drain your health really quickly. So we're going into one of the most treacherous areas here shortly. So you can see Brooke is taking a save because it's just a really good idea before going to Skeleton Cave. So here we are, Skeleton Cave. This level is all about choosing your battles. So we're gonna try to dodge some of these. Hop around these guys. There's a stack of these dragon heads. You're gonna get rid of them. And yeah, these smaller enemies you can either kind of dodge or just kill, and it's not a big problem. But you're gonna see some other enemies that are just really too hard to dodge. So you're just gonna roll through them. You'll see. But there's not a lot of just storming through and deboosting or anything. You really can't afford to do that with the amount of health you have here. This is kind of where the game starts punishing you for not having enough health and attack power, and it really can be tough if you don't know what you're doing and don't know where you're going. We're gonna keep going down, and you're gonna see a big dinosaur. Why is there a dinosaur in a skeleton cave? I don't know. But there he goes. And there are a few more, and they do a lot of damage. They usually hit you a couple of times. So you can see, oh, they stack together. So it's very convenient, actually. Pretty good RNG there. Gonna save before these fights, the man-eater. And this can be a easy fight or a hard fight. It all depends on whether you know how to manipulate or not. So those red tentacles can be a big problem. Those things, oh, so we're getting hit here. So that makes it difficult. So we have to dodge all these weird projectiles while we're dealing with this guy. So we're gonna fill up on health. Looks like we're in a bit of an issue. Yeah, so this is why we save. So if you don't get the right manip or RNG going on, then it's yeah, you're in for something. But ideally this can be a very quick fight as long as they play along. So what you really want is for this boss to jump up and down. Looks like it's really not trying to play along here. Oh yeah. So get used to that. Not because, see, Brooke's really good, but these bosses are really dangerous. And especially when you're using glyphs that cost you health. One hit will just kind of end you, so you have to play basically perfectly on a lot of these bosses, or else you have to go back in. So this can be a run killer. See, there we go. So there's a quick fight that we knew was there. They're gonna go away, and we're gonna pick up an item here. Not the metal so much, but that's kind of cool. Nice flex. We're gonna pick up this ordinary rock, and the ordinary rock allows pull jump. So that's very useful. And also we're gonna skip down here, pop a magic ticket after a quick menu. Cool, so we're out of there. Quick cutscene, and yeah, don't have to worry about that anymore. Now we're about to do some odds ends. There's things like heart max ups you want to pick up. Really important that you get 120 max hearts by Dracula if you're using the Dracula quick kill that we'll be using, because you need a total of 8 uplift attacks, glyph unions, and each of those costs 15. So quick math, 120 divided by 15, 8, and that gives you 8 attacks. So we're at, I believe we're at 60 here. So that means that we can do 4 Glyph Union attacks, which are, by the way, very powerful. Before we had to resort to just doing just basic auto attacks. This area can be really dangerous. You saw the Glyph Union for the shield glyph, and that allowed Brooke to skip through the rock, and that rock will knock you back, and you'll just keep taking damage against stuff. Like, it's pretty bad to get hit by that. Not to mention it costs time, so going pretty well. We're here to capture a villager. A lot of this area, or a lot of this part of the run is all about either finding villagers that are kind of in weird places, or just picking up stuff that we need to progress through the game quickly. So this is the pirate ship section of the game, and I love anything pirate, so I like this part, even though it's just kind of like there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's also a lot of money to find under here, which is really good for shops. And speaking of money, are there any more donations that might have come in at this point?
Absolutely. We have $25 from Bobo Luck with no comment, but thank you so much. As well as $50 from Percival Gambit, also no comment, but thank you both for the kind and generous donations. Oh boy, that's hard to say. To Malala Fund.
Awesome. We're doing a quick shop here. I want to make sure that we have $2,500 here, so we might have to sell a couple weird things, just so we can afford a specific item called the Battle Boots. The Battle Boots, when you equip them, they make you more powerful. They make your attacks do more damage. I wish my boots did that, so we have that. And you'll see them get equipped here shortly. We also bought some more magic tickets, hopefully enough for the rest of the game, and some meat. Got some meat while we were there, just pick up some meat while you're out, will you? That'll be used to heal in case things go awry or afoul or askew. And so here we are at Somnus Reef. I looked it up. Somnus, I guess, means sleep. I didn't take Latin in high school, but it's another underwater level. Luckily, we have the ability to, slide kick and do magnet stashes. Otherwise, this can take a while. You're just kind of running around at, like, not the speed of sound. Trying to get to here. These giant starfish-looking thing, by the way, they can poison you, so you have to be really careful how you dance around them. There you see Brooke is using that Sputum Glyph Union again to skip through. And use Dominus Hatred. And if you don't have everything properly equipped, then you won't do enough damage to kill that, and so you just kind of like have to go in and attack it a little bit more. Also, getting poison does affect your damage output, so that's that, so you have to worry about as well. So we're gonna head back. We saved the villager. We still have a few to save, and so we're gonna cut through here. Another Sputum Glyph Union. That lady is just like saying hi. I don't know what she's doing. And we're going to get a heart max up, which will refresh our hearts all the way up to max. And you'll see that we have 90, which, math quiz. It's funny, I used to teach math. 90 divided by 15. 6 Glyph Union attacks. So we're going to switch over to our scythe weapon, do some Glyph Unions. You see they're doing 155 each, and so that's quite a lot of damage. Now, this boss is pretty rough. You'll see this giant full-screen water attack. You have to make sure that you don't destroy those pillars, otherwise you're going to be all wet. And that does a ton of damage. Also, her attacks are really difficult to read. You only have a few frames to figure out if she's about to do the hair whip attack or that weird, like, batting wave attack. And if you make a false move, you will take damage, and it also is very slow. But Brooke's very fast, as you can see, and we got rid of Mermaid Lady Rusalka without much trouble. So rolling out of there. We're here to finish the rest of the level. There is actually an HP max up that we can pick up. We're having every HP max up, although I highly recommend doing that, or at least most of them if you're first starting out, because some of these bosses are they just hit way too hard, and nobody gave them permission to hit that hard. But here we are. HP max up also refreshes your health to full. Gonna get out of here, hopefully not take any kind of poison damage on the way out. We are out of hearts, however, so we can't use that Glyph Union, so we're going to use the Dominus Hatred to clear out of there. There is one more villager here to save, and they'll say some funny stuff sometimes, but we're going head out of there. And we are almost out of this level. I believe there are a few more things to do before we go to the big mansion, the Giant's mansion. Yeah, so we're gonna go back to Prison Island, and we need to pick up the tower ring. There's also another villager to get here. How many dang villagers are there? Well, it turns out all these villagers were being experimented on by Barlow and Ecclesia. And the reason for that is because they're all supposedly descendants of the Belmont clan. And I don't know if there's something special about them, but it's all about, you know, preventing Dracula, right? Preventing Dracula from coming back. Or maybe I got that backwards. Maybe it's ensuring he comes back. Anyway, we got the tower ring, and we saved that villager. We're going to warp out of there with a magic ticket. Fill up in hearts, and gosh, you know, this route's different from what I always took, so I always forget. There's like 5 or 6 different things you have to do here. Okay, we're going to the Giant's Dwelling. So this level is interesting because you're going to see some enemies that can actually curse you, and when you get cursed, your stamina will just swiftly shrink to 0, and you're not able to backdash or do any kinds of attacks for a temporary amount of time. Another villager up here. Take care of her. And then we're going to cut back and make our way to the Giant. Now, we're going in and outside. We have that ordinary rock, so you're seeing that really do a lot of favors for us here as we dodge these leaping skeletons. Yeah. And we're going to kick away over here to the punk rock, whatever he is, zombie man. That's the one to grab. There's a Sakari glyph, which is our sword glyph, and that does slashing damage, which is what the Giant is weak to. So we're going to pick that up, and the Volsakari, rather. Vol just means it does better than the regular one. There's Sakari and Volsakari. The naming conventions in this game are pretty weird, so we're going to artfully dodge our way to the room full of curse balls. I'm going to call them curse balls. And yeah, we're almost there. Almost to the big boy himself. Now this boss can be a bit trolly. It's got the weirdest hitbox ever. Actually, you're more likely to take damage from like its shoe than anything, I would say. From standing too close, trying to get attacks in. But here you go. Here's your big bad zombie man who needs a haircut. He's got a handful of attacks, and they have you know, far-reaching consequences. You'll see there's a big shockwave that gets sent out whenever he lands. He's got one where he punches the ceiling and a bunch of stuff falls down. He's got one where he hits the ground and it just explodes for some reason. I don't know. I guess he's a magic giant. That attack is very dangerous. You see almost all of Brooke's health got taken away. Oh, there we go. So yes, this is a really tough fight. Luckily, there's a save point outside of most bosses, so that's very, very convenient. Very kind of the developers. Thank you, developers, for putting save points out there so bad players like myself, you know, can keep spamming the boss. But Brooke should have it this time. So here we go. Another big, powerful ground attack, and most of these are easily telegraphed, but they're still kind of hard to get in place and do the damage you want to do. Watch out for that foot, yeah. And we're waiting for that stamina meter to fill up. It's very, very easy to forget about that. Yeah, this thing is pretty to bait out. Usually is the keyword. But one false move and you're basically dead. Doesn't matter. But here we go. That's a tough break whenever it tries to trample all over you. Oh, here we go. Now the name of the game is going fast, so we're trying to get as much damage in as we can. We could play this safe, but that'd be very slow. So we've got to get those attacks in. We have one more Glyph Union attack, and you mainly want to use those whenever you're kind of far away and can't reach. Okay, cool. We're done with that guy. Yeah, Attack on Titan, exactly. He's got a bunch of Duracells in his back. That's why he has so much health, I guess. But he's gone, and yeah, we don't have to think about him ever again, hopefully. One of the hardest bosses mid-game, in my opinion. So here. Okay. So there you saw the cutscene with Albus, and you have another Dominus Glyphus, Dominus Anger, and you're going to see that come into play not too long from now. We got a couple more pass-through levels that we have to get through first. So we're in Trista's Pass. It's aptly named as we are just passing through. That spider can poison you, and the ceiling there is actually right up against the top edge of the screen, so you really don't have much room to dance around it. But yeah, we're making our way down, and this is getting to one of the most aesthetic parts of the run, which is the ice waterfall. I heard you guys like waterfalls. I don't know who's telling me about your waterfall preferences, but somebody told me you like them. So here it is, the ice waterfall. You might recognize the waterfall motif from Symphony of the Night. And this is kind of, I don't know, playing back to that. Here we're going to grab Vol Rondo, and this is sort of like an ice attack. This is going to be useful when we fight Barlow later. It's like Waterfall didn't troll, and we're able to grab that. Heart max up. We're also going to save this villager that everybody misses. There is a villager just chilling out here in the ice cavern. Put out of there. And, yeah, make our way out of this area. There's really not too much more stuff to worry about here. If there are any donations that you would like to read, it's probably a really good time for that.
Absolutely. We have $25 from Anonymous that says, gotta go fast, which I think is something you might appreciate, Tuchan.
Yeah.
And then we also have $25 from Lady Applesauce, who says, can't wait for the McDonald's Treasureland Adventure Run. I remember the game surprisingly fondly from my youth and can't wait to see Liz Star absolutely ruin it. And while we're at it, I want to see those plushies during Ori. And if I may, I want to provide an update on that donation incentive. Looks like we are a little bit north of $400 out of our $4,000 goal for the stuffed animal cam during the Ori run. So we have a few more runs to get that in, but also the Cal the Kangaroo incentive for the virtual race is the run right after this one, and that one still needs a bit more than $600. So get those donations in for that one.
All right. So earlier we had some crab, and that was really tasty. Still in the mood for seafood. Got just this thing for you. Looks like I can't see the game though. So there we go. Something happened. There's a big fish battle, and I want you guys to check this out because it's a cool battle. So okay, here we go. I can see again. So save the game. You definitely want to save the game because it's easy to mess this fight up. You kind of are at the mercy of RNG here. What you want to do is you want to attack this fish that's coming out of the ground, and there are ways to kind of control the damage that it does, like, you know, what attacks it does rather. You'll see that there's a little rock thing that comes out of the ground, and there's stuff that you can kind of do around there that manips the fish. But we're doing all our glyph unions that we can, trying to stack damage as quickly as possible. When you see it kind of stick its head out on the edge, that's pretty much your cue to go in and do some damage with your Bullmaster. But if you go in too early, it does a different attack. So like how you time this is really important. So they're gonna kick that away, and hopefully we can kill off the fish before something else terrible happens. Oh, that's really not good RNGs there. What to destroying the other pillar, and that's not very good because now it's doing this attack here. It's really hard to do damage to it, and it takes forever. There we go. At least it finished out on that animation because that takes forever. Anyway, this thing takes forever to die. It's a little bit of a drama queen, but it's dead. We can grab the health, and we can head out of here. Now, I probably didn't mention it earlier, but we're using this tower ring to clip through some bosses. You can basically just backdash through bosses without worrying about stuff. And you'll see right here, you take a little damage, but you don't get knocked back, which is the important thing. We're going to heal up shortly anyway. There's a couple cutscenes, and you come across the Dominus Agony glyph, but you can't absorb it. What you did not see in that cutscene was that it gets stolen by Albus. And Albus has other plans that differ from yours and the Ecclesia plan. So what we're going to do is we're going to go report to Barlow that Albus is acting a fool, and we're going to go up there and say, hey, what should we do? And he'll say, Albus is in X next location. We need to go there. So you talk to Barlow, and just in the interest of going fast, we're going to pop a magic ticket right here. You actually can't do that inside of Barlow's quarters. You have to go outside of it. I don't know. It's one of his rules, I guess. So here we are in Swamp. Swamp can be tough if you don't know how to dance around these enemies. This is also, I understand this is one of Brooke's least favorites past through levels. So hopefully things work out. These guys can poison you if you're careful, if you touch them like that. But if you drop kick on them, you should be all right.
Oh, really?
Looks like Brooke is on the mic. Hello, Brooke. You're doing so good.
No, this one sucks.
Oh.
No,
so
I'm
modest.
just kidding. This one's alright.
Yeah, I think it looks good. Yeah, just a couple boss issues, but whatever. They're the bosses. It's the hard part of the run.
Yeah.
So.
Alright, so I am going to take a safety heal before going into Mystery Manor.
That's a good idea, yeah. Because you don't want to have to do 3 levels again. Alright, so going into Mystery Manor, there are some safeties you can grab here, but we're going to forego all those. I think there's an ice beam and some other things you can grab. But this is where Albus is hanging out, and we gotta go say hi to him. And say, hey, mister, what do you think you're doing there with that Dracula killing magic glyph? And he'll be like, oh, I don't know. No, actually, we're gonna fight him, so we need to go and save up probably, because this is one of the most dangerous fights.
Hard. I actually need to focus with this fight.
Okay, so I'm gonna shut up while Brooke does this fight. It's really, really difficult. You'll see Dominus' anger kick in and all kinds of fun stuff. Here we go.
I'm going to be sneaky and come in here with a $25 donation from Antha, who says, let's see that 5-second virtual race.
Nice. First try. That's probably the hardest boss.
Good job.
That's good.
Yeah, it's really tough, especially if you're trying to do it quickly. So there, you're using Dominus Anger to stack really, really heavy damage while he's running away. So they kind of line up, and it keeps proccing damage on him. And also that Volhasta Glyph Union does so much damage. That's your Lance Glyph, by the way. I'm gonna go in and equip for the Barlow fight, which is coming up. Switching our controls over to something that's a little bit easier to execute. It's cool that you can hot swap controls, mid-game fairly quickly. So Barlow, in my opinion, is also a pretty difficult fight if you're not used to the movement. You're basically trying to do the Glyph Union and do big damage on him, but I believe there's a backdash cancel too that you can do.
I just did.
And
that was the whole fight. That's what most of the fights from here on out are gonna look like.
Yeah, so you saw Shanoa was glowing pink there. We have the Dominus Agony glyph equipped to our back glyph slot. And the way that Agony works is whenever you pop it or turn it on, it's going to start ticking away about 50 health. And we don't really have that much health to play with anyway, but in that time, you do way more damage. So if you're doing a Glyph Union with Agony lit up, then it's going to do heckin' fast damage. So that is going to be a staple in most of the boss fights from here on. So here we are at Dracula's Castle. If you didn't get all the villagers by this point, then you would be experiencing the bad ending right now, but we are not interested in that. We're going to storm the castle, and we're going to find that, that blood-sucking jerk face who lives here. He's somewhere here. We'll find him. Anyway, a lot of people are marveling at the Barlow fight. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a really long fight. It does all kinds of different like hard to dodge attacks, but yeah, the game gets kind of broken at this point. Once you have Agony and you know, more powerful like fold glyphs, then you're kind of unstoppable. Skipping the save, don't really need it. I mean, if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, this time around I can skip it. When I backtrack, I might get it.
Yeah, might be wise, but here we're pretty much just dodging enemies, and there's like one like non-boss. Oh, we got poison there. So this is definitely my favorite part of the run. Just the Dracula's Castle is just so majestic. I mean, shout outs to the blood-sucking jerkface for having such a cool castle. I don't know how he keeps it clean.
I made that here, but
we're oh, okay. Oh gosh, okay, yeah, that's scary. So it looks like we are we're in a bad way right now.
I have a plan.
As long as you don't take any more damage. Okay. Yeah, there is an HP max up coming up soon, so this is scary for me.
Alright, that's fine.
I would die. Cool. Alright. Those flying eye tentacle things can be a little unpredictable, but we got the HP max up, so we're in the clear. Yay! So we're gonna keep going through here, and we're about to encounter another boss, which is definitely the hardest boss in the game. Little GDQ sarcasm for you. Actually, the easiest. He's more of a puzzle boss than anything. You do have the ability to steal glyphs from enemies, which you're going to see here, and you're going to see, shortly. We're going to be picking up another glyph that's very useful. But what we picked up there is parries, and parries allows us to go through walls. Well, at least walls that are like we're allowed to go through. So it's now an out-of-bounds run. Not really. So we're gonna make our way down here. The real goal right now is to get all three of the Custos glyphs, which are it's like a Cerberus type thing going on. We want to get the three Custos glyphs that allow us to advance past the big Custos structure that's blocking the way into Dracula's lair. So the first one's going to be down here. These guys have chainsaws. That's not how I would cut a Thanksgiving turkey, but they mean business. Almost there. We're gonna absorb it. It's just kind of chilling down here. It's weird. I really don't know why it's here, but that's Dextro Custos. These also double as attacks if you want to equip them, so that's kind of cool. We're gonna go back. We're gonna save. Gonna fill up in health.
Yeah,
I'm gonna save inside the castle just in case. Yeah. That warp right there is going to be really important. There's going to be a part where we wake up another teleport room, and it's going to be one of the key teleport rooms we use to get around Dracula's castle. The routing at the end of the game gets really interesting, so you have to catch this part coming up soon. But we're going to go back to that main hall, and we had taken a left turn before. We're going to take a right this time because we have that walk through walls ability now, and that's going to allow us access to the other side of the castle. So we're going to hop up here, and you'll see empty room, wall you can pass through. Grab this, what is it, HP max up? Cool. And yeah, I'm trying to remember, what is this? I'm trying to remember what you go up to. Yeah, using chandeliers and things to maneuver around enemies. It's better to just kind of stay high off the ground rather than deal with all the mucky muck on the bottom.
So here I'm going to observe this guy's glyph, which is Netesco. Netesco, one of the best glyphs in the game, is light based, which means, and a lot of enemies are weak to light.
Yeah, so Netesco does crazy damage when you combine it with other glyphs for lifting in. It's actually wild how much damage it'll do. And it'll also vaporize you in a second too, so don't get hit when you're trying to absorb that thing. But this can be a very scary part of the run, because if you don't know how to get those blood skeletons out of the way, then they can easily land in the wrong place, and what are you gonna do? But it looks like we're through one of the harder parts there. A few more
I could still
enemies
die, but
to...
it's unlikely.
Yeah, I think you're good. I believe in you.
Yeah, good.
So, yeah.
So we're coming up on Blackmore, who is probably my least favorite boss in the entire run, because he's extremely random. With the strat I do, he has one pattern where if he does it, I literally cannot win the fight.
Yeah, if I fight Blackmore and I die only 10 times, that's a good run for me. Like, he's so hard because, you know, things can go wrong. You're popping at this agony, which is siphoning away your health, trying to do as much damage as you can to him. He's a rough deal.
I will take your
But yeah, I'm gonna stay kind of quiet here while this fight ensues. So enjoy the Blackmore fight.
Yeah, that actually was a good pattern, but I messed up.
Oh, to get you? Yeah, okay, I see. So you're fighting Blackmore's shadow. I like what he says in Japanese. Omae no kage o itadaku, or something like that.
Shadow.
And I'm like, I will eat your shadow. So something to that effect, anyway. But it's such a cool fight. If you let this thing play out, there's all these weird attacks that you have to dodge out of the way. And mastering this fight, vanilla is pretty cool, but weirdness. Oh yeah. So again, a very difficult boss indeed, but we'll dispatch him sooner than later. Definitely a big run killer, as was established before. But you get to see more Blackmore that way, so you know, works out.
Oh, my glyph got canceled. So there's a really stupid thing in this game called glyph canceling. It's pretty much if you do an animation right after you do a glyph union, or right before you do a glyph union, your glyph can get canceled or eaten pretty much. So that was unlucky.
I will take your shadow.
I'm gonna keep letting you do the thing, so I don't want to talk over you while you do it.
How did that not kill? Do I have the right equips? Yeah, I do. I am confused.
Yeah.
He should have died there.
Still doing better than I've ever done there. So, if it takes a few attempts, I mean, it doesn't take long to kind of roll in and, you know, do another attempt. So it's not uncommon to die to this boss at all.
And that's
especially at the level that we're at now. It would be.
If he does that lunge attack.
Oh, of course. Did I grab my unlucky rabbit's foot again? I'm sorry, I'll put that away. But yeah, we'll get rid of this bad boy.
I will take your shadow.
It's a shame because once you get past Blackmore, you get to the fun part of the run. But Blackmore is the major gatekeeper.
Oh yes, yes. Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely, he's
I will take your shadow.
He hates fun. That's his deal. He's like, no fun allowed. You go back.
There we go. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Did you get him?
So
he's gone. All right. So no more Blackmore. Yeah. So, like Brooke was saying, this is the part of the run that is super, super fun. Probably my favorite part. Like, favorite part of favorite parts. Because you're going to get the really fast glyphs that allow you to move quickly. and it just opens up a whole new world of things that you can do to get around, and it's really cool to behold. And Brooke just happens to be pretty good at using those things. So we're gonna hop down here with the Volmaseer. There is a super potion you could pick up. Probably want, because there's this whole gauntlet at the end. You got to make sure that you don't, die a horrible death up there. So we're making our way out of the back side of Dracula's castle, and we are going to pick up a glyph along the way. And this glyph is the Rapidus Fio glyph. The Rapidus Fio glyph is a bat glyph that allows you to dash around. It uses a little bit of stamina to start, but then it just you're allowed to just go quickly. So you can just run around indefinitely. I'm going to do a quick menu because we're about to do one of the coolest parts of the run, and this is the training hall. And training hall is actually an optional area. It unlocks after, I think you got to do some stuff in Dracula's castle first, but you can go to training hall, and there is a very useful glyph that you can pick up here. It's actually so fast, this glyph we're picking up, that it's worth going out of your way to do training hall. This is one of the absolutely hardest parts of the run. Took a little bit of damage there. Those
really messed up the first.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this is not a run killer by any means, but it's annoying to take damage there. There are other parts of training hall that are a lot more difficult to pull off, but I have faith. Here we're going to get rid of these dragon heads and try to catch that platform before those guys in the bottom wreck us, or before it goes out of reach. We're going to use Scutum glyph union to clip through those guys. Otherwise you're going to take all kinds of fire damage. And we're just kind of magnusing around so that we can get through this room quickly. More fire things. We got the Scutum. It looks like we took a little damage, so no big deal, but we're going to get up here. Probably take the slow route and just kind of, yeah, there we go. Doing good. This room you have to run in, run out, and run back in. Otherwise, you're going to encounter some spikes on the left side.
Yeah, that's like the biggest
I have no
glitch
idea
in the
why that
run.
happens.
Is the spike deload.
Yeah, so I think it just forgets to load in the spikes a second time, which is like we did. So, this is one of the more treacherous rooms. It's hard to go up vertically while there's fire cannons, bellowing out at you. But we're going to try to maneuver our way around these guys while going fast. That can easily end in heartbreak if you're not careful. And looks like, it took a little damage, no big deal. We're gonna pick up the Redire.
So now we're going fast.
Yeah, we are going. Yeah, we gotta go fast. So we're gonna equip the Redire on slot C, or sleeve C, and the way it works is you shoot out this weird looking blade, and it has a Magnus fixture on it, and you can use that to attach to it basically, and it flings you around. And if you hold on to it for a while, it'll actually fling you up in the air, and you can use this to travel forward at very high velocity. So here, I'm going to clip through these rooms. You'll see just how fast this thing is. Now this room is very interesting because what we're trying to do is we're going to try to get around these squids and blood skeletons without hitting them head on and taking knockback damage. So it's important to have things like tower ring and stuff here just to ensure that you're not going to, fall victim to any blood skeletons who are acting wily. So that could be a big run killer if you're not careful. Using this to fly over enemies too. You're going to see this used on certain bosses as well. It allows us to skip whole phases of multi-phases bosses, and it's just a really cool glyph, probably my favorite glyph in the game. But it's just so fun. We're almost to a save point, and it will be a relief indeed to get up there. That blood skeleton out there has killed me before. It's killed Brooke too before, but not today. Not today. So, we are going to make our way through this area. There are a few things you could pick up. There's hard ups, HP max ups. We kind of have everything we need here, though. So Brooke is just going to make the way over here. We're going to pop Rapidus Fio, which is actually a little bit faster when you're descending, because Redire tends to fling you up and to the side, whereas Rapidus Fio is just kind of fast in every direction. So, almost to the Valkyrie armor, and we're also going to wake up the teleport room. We're going to use this to teleport to later, just to traverse quickly through the castle. with the Valkyrie armor, it's going to give us a lot of extra defense. That can be very helpful as we're trying to deboost through all this fun stuff. So here we go. We're doing. Oh, these are pretty good actually. Cool. So very, very quickly, making our way through that stairwell, and we're almost to the big sort of hub area of this part of the castle. And there is a save point. It's usually a good idea to save here. I think we're gonna go. We're picking up the death ring right now, I believe. Yeah, so we're gonna get the death ring. I guess I'll go and explain the way the death ring works. Is it multiplies your damage output, but the issue is that it makes you really, really vulnerable if you take even like a little bit of damage. If you stub your toe, if you like, oh no, see, that's good that you say. If you stub your toe with the death ring, if you like, you know, just, I don't know, if your contact falls out, that's enough damage that it's going to kill you in one hit. So you have to be really careful as long as you have death ring on. We're only going to use that in strategic places. So, yeah, you'll see it here shortly. Almost there. Death ring is very useful against bosses, especially Death himself. He really hates it. Oh, it's one ring that you know, Death doesn't want you to know about, and that's the death ring. This room right here, it's kind of tough to do the whole Redire thing because there are fixtures that kind of complicate things, but if you're not careful, you can grab the wrong thing and launch yourself into spikes, and maybe that's not what you want to do. Here it is, the death ring, ladies and gentlemen. We have the one ring to rule them all, or, you know, kill them one hit or whatever. This is one of two rings we're going to use on Dracula. There's also another ring we get right up at the final ascent, and you'll see that. But for right now, we're going to have Strength Ring and Death Ring, ideally, as we go into this fight. This is Death, and Death is supposed to be this really formidable, you know, like second-hand Dracula. It's supposed to be the second hardest boss, right? Right, that's what he's supposed to be.
That's the unlucky pattern.
Because, you know, lore-wise. Oh, yeah. So, yep, so, again, Death Ring.
Wait, did I forget to equip it that time? I think I did. Oops.
Curtains for you. This one should be good.
There we go.
Yeah, 5 hits and he's done. Cool. Death is protecting one of the last Kustos glyphs, so we're gonna go grab that. Actually, it's the second one, so, you know. Sinistro Kustos, all we have is one more to get, and that's gonna be from Eligor. We're just gonna be making our way down to Eligor at this point. If there are more donations that you'd like to read.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems that this run has been blessed by my cat, who has been on my shoulder for the past 20 minutes. And as soon as she got here, we had a $100 donation come in from Andrew Prime. No donation comment, but thank you so much for your generosity. And I believe that donation went towards the virtual race incentive for Cal the Kangaroo, which I did want to let people know that is the next run. But it should be open throughout the run. So we're about halfway there now, need about $500. So get those donations in if you want to see that incentive met.
Okay, so we're making our way down to the Arms Depot, and that's where Eligor lives. And Eligor is a confusing fight if you've never fought him before, because he's like this weird horse centaur guy, and he's got like red orbs all over him, and you're like, where do I start? Well, you start in the front, and then you have to be underneath him, and then you have to go behind where his tail is, and then you go on top of him, and it's this whole song and dance that we're just going to avoid because I don't feel like singing or dancing today. So instead, we're going to use the Redire to fly on top of Eligor, and it's going to be really interesting to see. But first things first, we have to get through here, probably grab this little health up
Yeah, I didn't need that, but just to be safe.
I've always grabbed it. I actually think it's a great idea. So, but it's a little bit of extra insurance, just to make sure that things don't go wrong. We do have that death ring, so in a way, it doesn't always matter how much health we have. We could have 8 bajillion health. It doesn't matter if we wear death ring. You effectively have 1 health. But we're gonna make our way down to Eligor, and we're only going to equip that death ring when we're doing damage. It's gonna make it to where we're not. Yeah. So, quick equip here. Take that tower ring off, or put that tower ring on rather. And we're gonna wake up Eligor. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna bait out the attack. Looking for a down stab, we're gonna dodge that and use that time to fly up above the head. Then once we're up there, we're going to switch over and we're going to equip that death ring and do some glyph union attacks on the eye, hoping that we don't take any damage. Look at to do a little backup strat, and it all worked out there. Cool. The Eligor is dead. That should have been like a, maybe like, it could be like, I don't know, 10-minute fight. I don't know how long it normally takes. I haven't fought him normally in forever. Honestly, first time I fought him, it was like an evening with Eligor. But he's down. We're going to grab the last Kustos glyph, and now we have everything we need to unlock Dracula's wing. So we're going to go there. We use teleport to get there. There's no real, super quick way to get to Dracula, so we're probably going to just go...
Nothing. Ignore me.
Yeah, you definitely want the death ring.
I did.
So, if you have ever seen me run this game, you know that I'll just leave that death ring on, and then one of those Medusa heads will just annihilate me after I've already killed Eligor, which is why you should watch Brooke run this instead. But we're making our way down with the tower ring equipped, probably, to go fight Dracula. So this is going to be the last battle in the game. It's also a quick one, so pay attention. But first we have to make our way there, and some of the toughest enemies in the game do live here. I guess they're all friends. We never knew how, the enemy distribution worked inside the castle. Like, y'all go here, Team Alpha.
Oh, jeez, I messed up my menus so bad. Yeah.
Oh, did you? Luckily, it's end game, so.
Tesco. Yeah. Seer, Dominus Agony.
Kustos.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is. So you have to equip the Kustos just to get the statue out of the way. Also going to keep Radire equipped, and we're going to have our super powerful Netesco Glyph Union attack equipped on one of the sleeves as well. So here we're Radiring? Yes, that's the word now, I decided. Radiring our way up, and we're going to do a quick safety save, probably the smartest save in the game. And we are going to make up to Dracula. I made your favorite pot roll. So this is also probably one of the most handsome Draculas in any Castlevania, just throwing that out there. These guys do so much damage. And there are guys that take up the entire screen, so you pretty much have to just cut through them. Also, this is where that Judgment ring lives, so we're gonna break that out of the wall and equip that for Dracula along with the Death Ring. So it's gonna be a case of doing tons of damage with that Judgment and Death Ring, but also maybe not taking any damage from him. Somehow we're gonna beat Dracula without taking an iota, a modicum of damage. I know what those words mean. I'm gonna grab one last heart refresh, and we're at 120, which is exactly the number that we want. You would need 2 more heart max ups to even do one more Glyph Union. I'm gonna do another very smart save, and time will be whenever they're...
Yeah, get ready on time.
Yeah, time will be whenever the screen fills with purple, and so I'll call time. It'll be very shortly here.
And time. All right.
Nice run.
Thank you to Tech Staff for letting me hop on commentary for the end here. Sorry for the frame drops. I don't know what that's all about. My thing doesn't
Yeah,
say it.
it's live TV.
Yeah.
That's how it goes sometimes, but yeah.
Anyway, let's just jump right into the glitch demo. So the first glitch.
All right.
First off, thank you for donating for the glitch demo. What was my time? 106.36. Okay, that's not great, but considering everything, it's fine.
I think that's pretty good. You know, for a marathon run, I think so.
So for the first trick, I'm going to spawn an elevator. Nope, I lied. So this trick's kind of precise. It's also the newest trick found. So this trick's really weird. Basically, if you throw out an Ignis right when you enter the room, you can trick the game into thinking that your dust cloud is the elevator. And it spawns since you're standing on top of the dust cloud, if you press down, it spawns the elevator for you, and it ends the fight. Unfortunately, if you play on actual hardware, like I'm doing, it crashes the game. So I have to actually hard turn off the DS. Anyone want to pick out chat? No, I'm just kidding.
Are we doing my favorite glyph? Or favorite glitch, I mean? I said the word glyph like 20,000 times.
Okay. Actually, we do not want to go into game select. We want to go to boss rush. So there's a cool glitch in this game. So we never got it in the game. But there's this glitch that lets you fly around. We skipped it with Radire. But there's a cool glitch you can do where if you latch onto a wall, you can clip through almost any wall in the game with it. So I just entered the boss rush and I clipped out. And so the way they made boss rush in this game is really weird. They basically just made a separate map for the game that is where boss rush is. So right now I could actually like leave here and go kill Dracula and my boss rush would end. But instead what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save. And I'm gonna soft reset. And not go there. Go to boss rush, go to monastery. And now I'm playing as Albus, who's the alternate character in this game. But I have wings. And Shinoa's Natesco beam, which he's never supposed to normally have. But if you use Albus's flame kick while you have wings out, you become the invincible flying ballerina.
The best kind of flying ballerina. It's really quite blessed. It does make this fight a lot easier. You kind of get to see a normal, quote-unquote normal Allegor fight too.
Yeah, I think Boss Rush Allegor has more HP. I kind of figured out the problem I was having yesterday. But,
Yeah, they definitely do.
he still takes a while to die.
I don't know, I think Allegor is kind of digging it. It's just me.
Sir, if you could please die, that would be nice. Yeah, I don't know.
I think I could watch this like... This is almost like a Yule log. Like a Yule
oh,
log
his legs
channel.
came back. That's why it's
jazz.
probably. That was weird. I don't know why that happened. been a minute since I played this game casually, if you couldn't tell. Okay, there we go.
You can't hit me.
The rest of the bosses don't take nearly as long. So this is death. Please come back, thank you.
Yeah, death isn't so bad. Eligor is just, yeah.
And then we're gonna kill Dracula.
Dracula's just like, what is happening? Wait a minute.
And we killed Dracula.
This cannot be.
So yeah, that's all the glitches I have to show. So thank you for watching. Sorry about the tech difficulties.
Nice run, nice
if you're
glitch
interested
exhibition.
in anything I have to show off, I stream and tweet on Brooke speedruns. I mostly stream Castlevania games, but I also want to get back into Mother 3 speedrunning, which I did a long time ago. So if that sounds interesting, you can check me out there.
Shoutouts to Earthbound.
But I think that's going to be it from me. Thanks for having me, everyone. Bye-bye.
Cool, thanks for having us.
Thank you both, Brooke and Tuchan. That was a fantastic run and great commentary as always. We are going to get ready here for KO the kangaroo. I think chat has corrected me. I never made that connection throughout my entire adult life, so thank you so much for that. But before we get into that, we do have a $25 donation from Battle Panda, who says, "This has been a great event. So happy to support such a great cause." Thank you, Battle Panda. And with that donation, we did cross over the $500 threshold for the KO the Kangaroo virtual race speedrun incentive. So that is a $1,000 total for that incentive. So just need a little bit less than $500 more. That'll be open throughout the majority of the run itself. So you still have some time to get those donations in to get that extra little bit of speedrun content. All right, and we are going to run a quick ad, and then we will be back shortly after. So hang tight, everyone. All right, and we're back. We are just about ready for the Kale the Kangaroo run, but before we get to that, we do have a video to play from Malala Fund. So enjoy this.
Nigeria is a big country, quite diverse in terms of cultural differences, but when it comes to the number of children out of school, it is on top. And when I went to Nigeria, for the first time, I spoke about the girls who were abducted by Boko Haram. Like, everybody's just so desperate for this positive change of education for girls there, because girls feel that this is the only way through which they can have a future in which they can feel safe.
My name is Munira Erima. I work with Borno Women Development Initiative as the education manager. Girls across Nigeria face a lot of barriers with regards to education. So most of the girls who live in the locations where Boko Haram have taken over don't have access to school.
My name is Abubakar Askira. I am the Director of Programs and Administration in Hallmark Leadership Initiative. Students cannot access the school because of distance from their communities to the schools, especially the girls. The boys are less vulnerable because they are not the target, but for the girls, parents are afraid of being abducted and harassed while going to school.
And also there are cultures and traditions in Nigeria that do not allow girls or give opportunities for girls to go to school. And some traditions sees girls' education as a waste of resources and waste of time. I am a Malala Fund champion. I'm a local activist who tries to provide access for girls' education as well as to bring reforms with regards to free, safe, and quality education. In Nigeria, we have 7 champions. The Nigerian chapter meets in person, or we have meetings online to discuss our activities with regards to the objective of the chapter. Borno Women Development Initiative is partnering with Malala Fund in Nigeria to implement a project on the mobilization of girls back to school with the use of the approach of peer-to-peer education in order to have girls, both in school as well as out-of-school girls, to come together to discuss education issues and also to share knowledge and experiences with regards to challenges they face during the conduct of their learning.
We have reached out to about 500 out-of-school girls. We give opportunity to children to finish the schools and get the sense of responsibility to take care of themselves after secondary school.
We are seeing that the girls are now comfortable to be able to speak out with regards to what is their challenges to education.
Malala Fund encouraged me so that I can study and achieve what I want to be.
My hopes for the future is to see every Nigerian girl to be in school and to be able to achieve what she wants to achieve and to be able to become what she wants to become in the future. That is my hope.
All right, and we are back and just about ready for KO the Kangaroo. Before we get into that, I do want to just mention a couple of the wonderful prizes that we have available if you donate through today. We have the Snorlax beanbag chair. $25 minimum donation gets you a chance to win that. A $10 minimum donation will get you entries for the Family Treat Ori print. There's also the Pikachu doodles, the Pallet Town mouse pad, the King's Quest crest. And a $5 minimum donation will get you a entry into the This Bee Book Bad Translation video games, a fantastically cheesy little prize that I'm really looking forward to. But without any further